So today I want to introduce Kimberly Blazer and her essay Rituals of Memory. Kimberly Blazer is an essay writer. She's a poet. In fact, she was the poet laureate of Wisconsin, which is a pretty big deal. It means that she was like the state poet. She is also a journalist, so she writes a lot of news articles, and she received a PhD from the University of Notre Dame, which is a pretty prestigious college and a pretty remarkable achievement. And it's even more remarkable considering that she grew up in a Native American tribal reservation. And if you know anything about tribal reservations, typically they're on the lower income side, and Ivy League universities like Notre Dame are typically out of their reach. And so the fact that she was able to make those accomplishments is pretty impressive. Now, what's interesting about her is that she grew up with a mixed ethnic heritage. Her father was German, and her mother was Native American, and so she grew up with both of those influences in her life of German American influence and Native American. And she also grew up in the Midwest. So there's that Midwestern American culture as well. And that's really kind of the theme that we're looking at is all of these mixed heritages and influences that come into a person's life. And sometimes we can feel it odd with the different influences that surround us, and sometimes they work very well with each other and sort of complement each other. And this essay that she wrote, Rituals of Memory, is really sort of a celebration of her background and her mixed influences through this concept of memory, of remembering things. That's hence the title, Rituals of Memory. And when we're looking at what we call memoir writing, which is writing about a specific period in your life as opposed to your whole life story. That would be called an autobiography. A memoir is really about memories that you have, and I want you to keep that in mind as we go forward. Because after we finish with this unit, then I'm going to be asking you to write a narrative essay that really explores this concept of how memories affect us. And for that essay, you'll be able to either write about your own memories or you can write a fictional story. But at any rate, let's just get back to this unit with Rituals of Memory. What you're going to be looking for when you read her essay is really her use of language, and in particular, her use of figurative language, things like metaphors and similes in telling her story. And so, as you are reading through Rituals of Memory, I want you to have your highlighter out and I want you to identify some instances where she's using a metaphor or she's using a simile or she's using maybe personification where, inanimate objects are treated like living people, or anything that you can find that is somewhat poetic in her writing. Remember, she is a poet, so she brings a lot of that in to her writing. When we do the writing assessment on this uh, piece, it is going to be on that. It's going to be on how she uses figurative language to tell her story and what her figurative language means. And then also, in addition to that, what she's really trying to say about her mixed heritage and how these different cultures have affected her. So keep those things in mind as you read through this writing. When you finish reading through the writing, then go ahead and take the reading quiz on that, and we'll move forward from there into some specific skills.